In this video, did we call all in ace queen offsuit, play 7 deuce, and pocket jacks my favorite? VoidsPoker back on another video, episode 18, the Bankroll challenge. Today, starting bankrolls 126.01, playing some no limit 2, buying for a typical 4 chips, playing our current bankroll up in the top right is 122.01. Hopping straight into this, I have the best hand in poker. The pocket aces, pocket rockets, whatever you call them. I'm going to call this all in for the remaining 0.25 chips. And hopefully we get a call or even a raise right here. So I'm hoping we get one more call, which is good. So I'm getting some action with the best hand. And now we're gonna go four ways to the flop of 3-9 jack. I couldn't be happier with this one. Obviously, I have the best pair. Hopefully, they have a jack in their hand. Hopefully, even if they have a straight draw, I'm just probably gonna try to get all this into the middle, all the chips. And now with the five of diamonds, bringing a little scary. He could have diamonds in his hand potentially, but I'm gonna charge all his straight draws and his flush draws. I'm gonna go about just a little under half pot, maybe a third pot right here with a point 0.5 chip raise. Like I said, I want to charge any of his draws, just make it extremely expensive for him. He puts in the call, which is kind of scary. What could he possibly have? Maybe he has something like a jack in his hand. And now the nine of diamonds right here, super scary card for me, but I'm gonna ship it all in. I'm just gonna shove a massive aggression, and I get the fold, and I take down the first hand, and I couldn't be happier with that one.
Here we go. Money talk.
So it seems like it's gonna be a good video when you have pocket aces for your first time of the night. Oh, that's a good one to get in. You kind of know luck's on your side. But we're gonna move on right here. I have ace four offsuit in the cup. I'm gonna raise it up since it works the way around to me. We go heads up to a flop of two king four. So I have a straight draw and a dream. He decides to lead out right here. So he maybe have his king in his hand. And since I'm feeling good with those aces, I'm just gonna call. Obviously the flush draw is there, especially when the three of hearts comes, comparing me to the straight. Now, obviously, he can easily have a flush, but he slows down and checks it. So that's going to be my cue to start betting, putting some chips in the middle. And I'm just trying to think the right size right here. I was going to go half pot, but instead I go 25%, which is 0.10 chips. Hopefully, just leave him here. Obviously, he calls. He might have some type of flush, but he decides to raise it. So scary right here, but I'm not going anywhere just yet. I'm going to put in the call. Like I said, I can't really be too afraid of monsters in the bed at this point. And now the queen of diamonds right here. I'm just hoping he has a king when he decides to lead out once again. Very small, 0.07 chips. Maybe he's trying to induce me to a raise, and it's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to raise it up. I'm going to go all in. I'm going to be greedy, try and get the rest of this stack, trying to get him off this table. He thinks about it for a while, so I'm guessing he doesn't have a flush, and he decides to fold. We take down another hand of the night, the second one so far, looking good. We're 2 for 2 on playable hands, and now I'm right here looking at King 10 of diamonds in the under gun +1 position. I'm gonna raise it up right here to my typical raise size for the 0.06 chips. We're just gonna wait and see what everyone else does. Hopefully we don't go heads up to the flop, but like I always says, usually what happens on this website on ClubWPT Gold. And now I'm hoping the button potentially puts it in rather than the blinds, because the blinds should have some type of stronger ranges. But the flop comes 5-7-5, so absolutely nothing for me. There's one diamond, so I do have a backdoor diamond draw. And right here, I'm gonna slow down and check it over. And now the ace of diamonds comes on the board. He might have an ace in his hand, but then I still have my diamond draw well and alive. Now he decides to lead out with a 0.07 chips. And given the price, I'm not going anywhere. I'm hunting that diamond, and I absolutely brick out with the two of clubs. He decides to bet out once again. And I'm just sitting here with king high, nothing too much to think about. Maybe I was thinking about raising in the moment just because I had good luck so far, but I'm just gonna fold this one away and move on. And now I have pocket sevens right here. There's a big bet from the under the gun position to 0.10 chips. Given that it's a big bet right here, I was kind of hesitant to put in the call, to be honest with you. But since we're running good, I feel like that pocket aces hands kind of got me all jazzed up. I'm gonna put in the call. Hopefully everyone else folds and we play this one heads up will be very ideal in this situation. But not, we're going three ways to the flop of 5 jack 5 with two spades. I do have a spade in my hand. And obviously they can easily have a jack in their hand, so it's kind of scary. But given if they don't, I will probably be greatly ahead. And he decides to lead out, not the biggest, 2.08 chips right here. So I'm just gonna put in a call, see one more street. If that bet was any bigger, I probably would have folded, to be honest with you guys. But since it was kind of rather small, I'm gonna put in the call. Maybe he's going for value with some type of overcards or with some type of overpair. Now the eight of diamonds comes on the board, kind of good for my range in this spot right here. Obviously, I have pocket sevens. I could easily have pocket eights. I could represent that possibly if it works right to me. But now he decides to go big right here with the 0.28 chips, and I'm just gonna fold. He has to have a jack. Given that his betting size was zero point 0.8 and then 0.28, which is kind of a decent jump, I'm guessing he's going for value. And here's one of the feature hand of the nights. I have ace queen offsuit. There's an all into 1.26 chips right there to my right, and I'm just gonna put in the call. Maybe I should have shoved all in just to deter everyone else from putting in the call as well. So let me know down below if you guys think I should have went all in instead. Like I said, these guys are thinking about for a while. So scary. We could have played multi ways all in, which I totally didn't want. I really want to isolate this guy. And he had pocket aces. It's exactly how I felt when I saw he had pocket aces. I'm greatly behind, and the run out isn't good for me. And we lose that one and lose a decent chunk. After that one, the next hand was 7 Deuce offsuit right here. I was in the big blind. Everyone folded, so I kind of took that one down. Sorry about that one. I messed up the clip right there for you guys. But this one I have A6 offsuit in the button. Three ways to the flop. 3 king 4. So I can represent that I have a king in my hand. I may have something like king 7 since I'm in the button. I'm going to raise it up to 0.09 chips. Hopefully get these guys out of here and take this down right away. And hopefully we'll see a different street. But if someone puts in the call, which is kind of scary. They can easily have a king in their hand. And now right here with the 6 clubs, giving me some showdown value. Obviously not the greatest. I'm just gonna shove all in since he has a short stack and make him commit the rest of it. He puts it in. He did have a king, so I easily lose that one. Maybe I'm too greedy today with all my all ins. But now we're looking at 8-7 suited right here. The flop comes 10-8 deuce. We're heads up. I have middle pair. He decides to lead out for a small bet of 0.04 chips. I don't really know anything of it. I'm gonna put in a call, and now a 7 of spades come on the board gives me a disguise 2 pair. Hopefully he has king 10, maybe he has ace 10 like that, and I can get as much value as possible. He goes small again right here at 0.06 chips. I kind of want to re-raise it now looking back on it. Maybe I should have done the moment. I put in the call, and now the card I didn't want to see was a king because he can easily have a king. But like I said, I have a disguise suit pair. Maybe he just has a 10. Maybe he just has king queen or something like that. Maybe he has ace king, but I'm pretty sure he'll go bigger with ace king. He decides to bet again, 0.19. I put in the call, and he had king jack. So my disguise 2 pair works. Thankfully, he hit the king on the river, and I take down as probably as much chips as possible. Maybe I could have got a little more with a small like min click re-raise, but we'll move on to this one. I have king 10 again, a diamonds right here. It's gonna work his way around to me. The button decides to put in the raise to 0.08 chips right here. I'm gonna put in the call. Looks like we're gonna go heads up to the flop depending on what this guy does. Hopefully he folds and I could just play this one heads up with the button. Exactly what happens when the flop comes 5-8 ace with 2 diamonds. I'm looking good with my diamond draw. He might have some type of random ace X. He can have like an ace 7, ace 6, or something like that. He decides to lead out again. I put in the call. And now the deuce of spades bringing a second flush draw onto the board. I'm gonna donk out right here. I'm gonna lead out. I'm gonna try to set my price. I'm gonna try to do a little pot control and hopefully see a decently charged river, which comes a king for me, which is couldn't be better. I love this card for me. I think I might be ahead. That's why I'm betting right here. I'm going about half pot, but no, at the last second I decided to check it. Maybe because I was afraid that he has an ace. Maybe he has ace king. So he decides to lead out for a decently sized bet. I'm just checking his stats. I don't really know what to do in this situation. I'm putting the call, and he had 7 queens. So I guess he was bluffing all the way. Should have put in that initial bet though. Now, my next playable hand here is 8-7 of spades. I'm going to put in the call. The action on this table is kind of dying, to be honest with you. We're losing some players, and people aren't really willing to put so many chips in the middle. So I might switch tables. The flop comes Queen Nine 7. I flop third pair. They might have a queen in their hand. That's why I check it over to them. But it checks through. So maybe they don't have a queen. Maybe my 7 is actually good here, actually. With a 5 on the turn, I'm gonna take a stab at this and see if I can take it down right here with a .09 raise. Maybe I should have went bigger. Now that I'm looking back on it, it's about half pot though, so it's decently sized for the pot. And we get one card right here, which I don't love to see. What could he possibly do in this? Maybe he just has some overcards. Maybe he has like Ace 10 or something like that. With a 4 on the river, obviously the 6 gives you a straight, and I have 8-7. I'm gonna represent. I have the good old 6-7, the best possible two cards in the deck. I raise right here, and I take that one down. So we landed the switching tables. Like I said, the action wasn't the greatest. Don't worry, I'll keep you guys updated with the new bankroll and everything like that at the end of the video, like I usually do when I switch tables. But for our first playable hand right here, I have Ace Jack. I'm gonna put in the call. I don't 3-bet this because I'm still getting a feel for this table. I can easily run to hands like Ace Queen, Ace King behind me, so that's why I'm slow down and just put in the call. I don't want to get tricked and stuck in a tricky situation. We're gonna go multi-ways to the flop as you do when you're playing micro six poker. The flop's gonna come King 7 Ace. I have top pair third base kicker off the top of my head. Quick maths. Um, I don't think they have Ace King. Like I said, I don't think they have Ace Queen because they should be 3-betting that hand pre-flop. So I might be ahead right here with just my ace. They might have some type of weak king kicker, weak ace with a weak kicker. So they both put in the raise. So kind of interesting. Maybe they have a king 6, ace 6, and stuff like that. Now the queen on the turn. Like I said, they shouldn't have ace king. They can have king queen though. They shouldn't be 3-betting king queen, so I might just be a little bit worried about that one. I'm gonna be the aggressive still though, raise it to .20 chips. We get one caller. Maybe he has some type of hearts in his hand as well. Maybe he has king 7. So kind of tricky situation right here. Obviously, that's the problem that happens when you have ace jack. You know, you lose to a decent amount of hands. But now with a 7 of hearts on the river, definitely don't love to see that one. Obviously, the first draw gets there. I don't think they have king 7s now because 2 7s on the board. I slow down and check it, and he had king 9, so I take down a nice little win right there in the first hand, the new table. After that one, I'm looking down at the snowman, pocket eights. Love this hand. There's a big raise behind me. Like I said, still getting feel for a save of .10 chips, so I'm gonna put in the call. But I'm gonna be keeping my eye out for that one. The Fox gonna come 4-3-7, so not the best per se for their ranges. So I might be ahead. They decide to lead out though with a .10 chips. Maybe they're saying the price. Maybe they have space draws. But like I said, I should be ahead unless they have like some type of low ace deuce or something like that. And now with this 6 on the turn, I love this card. Obviously, my overcard, my eights are over pairs, so it checks through. And now the 5 of clubs, I hit the straight. I hit the highest possible straight. I mean, they can have 8-9, but I have 8 blockers. I hope they have ace deuce, like I said. So I go pretty large, go a half pot right here. They have ace high, maybe they'll call too. So that's what I'm trying to think when I go so big. I just like, what could they call with, and I take that one down, thankfully. Now, on to the third feature hand of the night. My favorite hand in poker as of right now. The jackasses, the jesters, whatever you want to call them. I'm in the button. I'm going to call the raise right here, .10 chips. Another big raise pre-flop. So, seems like that's what this tables like to do. They like to do big raises pre-flop. So, given that I'm ultimate position, I think I'm in a decently good spot right here. They can have some type of ace tens and stuff like that. And the flop comes 3-10-7. So they might have king 10, ace 10, given that they raise so big. And I'm gonna stab out right here, last position, go kind of big with .21 chips. We get one caller. I'm guessing he has a 10 in his hand, given that the size that I bet to is kind of strong, showing that I have something pretty good, probably best hand on the board. Now we get the other guy called. The turn gives us a deuce of clubs. Shouldn't do anything for anyone right here. I'm gonna go big once again about 60% pot right here. Like I said, I'm hoping to have ace 10, ace king 10, but they all fold, and I take down another hand with my favorite hand in poker. Seems like I had the best luck with that one so far. But after that one, my next playable one is king 10 right here, another big bet. So like I said, I think that's the theme of this table. Opening up to point 0.10 chips. Maybe I should start opening to point 0.10 chips when I was playing at this table. Now I'm looking back at it. But hey, you live and you learn. Multi ways to the flop, 8 deuce king, so I flop top pair, third best kicker again, fourth best kicker, one of those two. Quick maths. Obviously, I'm not the best in math right there, but a decently kicker. Let's just say that. So I'm gonna slow down check it, given that there's a lot of people left to act behind me. I'm the first one in action, so that's why I check it right there. And now the turn gives us a queen. I'm gonna slow down and check it just to see if they have a queen. They might have a king. If they have a king, they probably should have led out after I check it to them. So I might be ahead, just hoping that someone has a queen. There's a decently sized raise, about half pot right there at 0.21 chips. I'm just curious what he's doing this with. He puts in a lot of chips in the middle, so that kind of influenced my decision. I'm gonna put in the call. He can have a king queen, but I'm pretty sure he just has a queen in this spot. We get the other people think about for a while. I'm just hoping they get out of here. We play this one heads up, which is exactly what happens. Now the 7 clubs comes on the board. I'm gonna slow down and check it to him with the thought of check raising potentially, depending on what he does and how small he goes. Or I'm guessing he'll bet out for value right here. But no, he decides to check and he had a king 5. So every time I want to check raise, I feel like I never get the opportunity. But I guess that's what happens in microstakes poker. A lot of people decide to check it back. So maybe when I move up, that won't be the option right there. But right here, I have a6. We're gonna go heads up to a flop of 10, queen 6. So I flop bottom pair, not the best spot right here. I'm gonna lead out right here since I was a pre-flop aggressor. 2.08 chips. And now another 6 on the turn, improving me to 3 of a kind, improving me to a set. I'm gonna slow down and check it right here. Hopefully he has a queen in his hand. Maybe he has a 10 in his hand, 10-9, king 10, stuff like that. He decides to put in a bet to 0.08 chips. So I'm not going anywhere. I'm gonna re-raise this one up right here to 0.30. Not the biggest, so he can call and we can continue this action right here. Now the 3 of spades, kind of alarming, but I don't think he has it. Since I will re-raise it, I'm gonna raise it again on the river. I'm gonna go to 0.44 chips, I believe. Nothing too big, so he can still call. He has some type of queen, some type of 10 in his hand. Maybe he has queen 10 potentially, but I doubt it just the way he's been playing it. He puts in the call with king 10, so one of the hands to begin with that I thought he might have, exactly what he had, and take down the last hand of the night. So a good day, as you guys can see on the screen. We came into today with our buy-in at 126.01. We bought in for our 4 chips, putting us at 122.01. We left the first table with 5.31 chips. We rebought to the new table for 4 chips, and we left that table with 6.13. So putting our total difference today at a positive 7.44 chips. Another good win. Like I said, we need these wins to stack up. Hopefully, we can get this rolling, keep this momentum going. Our new total bankroll is at 129.42, so we're doing good so far in the bankroll challenge. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you made it to the end of this video, like, comment, subscribe, and see y'all in the next one.